then she wanted to go to Taco Bell and get some shit to eat at 4 in the morning.
And you fought with her over that.
But I still went.
Yeah. It sounds like you do whatever she says.
No, I don't do whatever she says, but I like to make her happy.
Right.
And she wants a party.
Well, that's why we had this one.
All right. Well.
And I shoved the chalupa in a cunt.
Yeah. Star of prominence. I mean, who was the last one you had?
Oh, probably Eddie Van Halen back, a few years ago in St. Louis when I stayed in his suite with him and his son Wolfie.
Did you blow Wolfie as well?
No. He was only 13.
You were in this with these guys because you come in, you blow them, and then you just leave. In other words, you don't give them any headaches. Is that what the appeal is?
Yes, no strings, no hassles. That's the appeal for me, too. They're here today, gone tomorrow. I don't have to worry about cooking for them or cleaning for them or cleaning it. You know, I don't have to worry about any entanglements.
Do you get anything out of it? Do the guys ever tip you or give you some money?
Well, when I was younger, they used to fly me all over the place.
Yeah, okay, so you like the lifestyle.
With Leslie Weston Mountain. I went with them on their private plane.
And when you're on the private plane, is it expected that you're going to blow them and service them sexually?
Well, of course, they wouldn't let me. They don't need me to be a flight attendant.
And when you go on the plane with Leslie Weston Mountain, of course, the great Felix Pappalardi, Corky Lang.
Right.
Do you take care of all the guys, or is it some of the guys? I mean,
all of them.
Well, and
Did the pilot get action?
No, their pilot didn't get action, but I have been with some pilots before, like the Eagles.
But didn't you fuck the Eagles and the pilot at the same time while he was flying the plane?
Don Henley and the pilot, and they'd put the plane on autopilot. Yeah, you got a good memory.
Yeah, I mean, it gets so crazy that Don Henley said, hey, to the pilot, come on, fuck her. Like, none of these guys get possessive about you. They're all sharing you and passing you around like you're a plate of potatoes. Right?
Well, a plate of good potatoes.
Now, why rock stars?
Well, the glamour, the excitement. I'm not the only gal who feels this way. It's a very seductive lifestyle.
How old were you when you started fucking, it seems like this is your career, fucking these rock stars?
It's what I lived for. I was 15.
And how much, I mean, do you have a way of making a living? I mean, this doesn't provide a lifestyle, does it?
Well, I used to be a substitute school teacher for a long time. I did that for 12 years, but for the last few years I've been on disability.
But you know, you've got to feel at some point, geez, do any of these guys want me around because they like me or they want me around? It's only strictly for the blowjob. That's the access.
Well, if you're a complete idiot, they don't want you there, no matter how good your head is.
And what's so great about having access to, let's say, Mick Fleetwood's house? I mean, what's so great about it?
Well, how many people get to go there?
Right. And what happens when you go there? I mean, after you blow them, they throw you the fuck out.
No, I got to hang around for a while, and we drank a lot of beer and did a lot of blow. And
you met a lot of interesting people.
Yes, and then it was time to head back to Little Rock to go back to teaching school.
Well, did there ever come a time where you go, you know, if I hadn't blown every single rock star and fucked everyone, like maybe some of these guys would have respected me and given me actually, maybe married me or made me their girlfriend. You know, when you blow the whole band, the rest of the guys are like, hey, she's kind of cool, but you know, she just blew all my bandmates.
Right.
Do you think you give an incredible blowjob?
Well, I got my name in a song, so I must be doing something right.
So when you do it, these guys come very quickly?
It just depends. It depends on the guy, Howard.
Right. And when you're sucking on a guy's penis who's a rock star, but you have no other relationship with him, do you ever say, Jesus Christ, there's a strange cock in my mouth? Or do you really get into it? Do you love him for that moment?
I enjoy it.
Keith Moon fucked you with a banana?
Yes.
Now, isn't that demeaning?
I didn't think it was.
You were in a room full of people and he took a banana and started fucking you with it.
In a dressing room in St. Louis.
And there were men and women in the dressing room with you?
Just men.
Just men. And they're all sitting there and he goes, hey, watch this, blokes. And he takes a banana and starts banging you with it.
Right.
And don't you think they're all laughing at that and going, you know, hey, look at this, and calling you a whore and all this stuff? Don't they?
They weren't laughing and they weren't calling me a whore.
They weren't.
I really think that is why Keith Moon fucked me with a banana.
Do you think that there's other ways to release tension than to fuck a girl with a banana in front of all the other guys?
Well, to me, at the time, it made a lot of sense.
And you're not inhibited? I mean, you weren't embarrassed in front of all those guys to be completely, you know, with your vagina out and everything like that, huh?
Not particularly.
You're a party in yourself, aren't you?
How many guys?
Well, I'm going to mention names. You try and keep track. It's amazing. And I'm sure I'm not even going to mention a tenth of the guys she's been with. Here we go. Huey Lewis.
The biggest. I've always said he was the biggest.
Biggest penis.
The biggest.
Peter Frampton, you said, has had the smallest penis.
Right.
Why do you say that? That's only going to humiliate him.
And it's also made him very mad. But, well, I mean, he's only around 4 feet tall anyway.
On the plane, he decides he's going to bang you, and then what does he do? He gets completely nude, and you were disappointed by the size of... Did you laugh at the size of his penis?
No, I didn't laugh. Well, for one thing, we were both doing a lot of blow, and that might have been one reason why he wasn't able to reach his full potential. But I was on the road with him for about a week, and he was never able to reach a fuller potential than he did.
How many inches would you say Peter Frampton is?
About the size of my little finger.
You mean fully erect?
Yes.
Oy vey.
Poor
That's
guy.
called micropenis, microphallus. You know that.
That's
And when you blew him, you had no problem taking the whole thing in your mouth, right?
Right, definitely.
Were you able to climb at? He became a Christian, but you fucked all the other guys, right?
Well, there were only 3.
Yeah. So I mean, only 3. I mean,
Yeah, like,
I mean, I
what are
can't
you
believe
talking about, Howard? There were only 3.
I can't believe like the bass player doesn't say to
Not
the
like
drummer.
I did Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, but it's the
Chicago, I was with all of those guys.
Oh, you were?
you fucked all the guys in Chicago.
Bobby Lamb, Lee Loughnane, Jim Pankow, Walter Perazeta,
Were you a very
Cass.
good-looking girl when you were young? Were you like supermodel type?
I don't know if you'd call me supermodel, but I was pretty attractive.
Yeah.
If y'all could see me now, you wouldn't believe what I look like. I fell on my face bringing in my Christmas tree and my Christmas decoration. I've got 2 black eyes.
So you literally hit the wall.
Yeah, I hit the floor.
You hit the floor and the wall.
Yeah, and I had to have x-rays on Monday, but there's no...
From the young bands now.
Sometimes I do, believe it or not.
Really?
Says here you got hooked up with Godsmack.
Right.
When was that?
Their drummer. When was it?
Yeah.
A couple of years ago.
See, so she's still in demand.
Yeah.
All the young ones love for me to blow them.
Would you love to blow like Justin Bieber or someone like that? I hear he has big balls.
I'm not going to jail for any of them, Howard.
Right, maybe he's too young, right? All right, so who has the bigger penis, Eddie or Alex?
Alex.
Big.
I knew it.
Robin always said it.
He's playing We're an American Band on the radio right now.
Does Eddie Van Halen have a big penis?
He does all right. He does okay.
But Alex, isn't it weird how 2 guys, genetic material is the same parents, everything, and you say Alex has a huge cock?
Alex is fabulous. I let him slip through my fingers in 1984. He was going through a divorce. He was ripe for the picking.
And he gave it to you, what, in the ass or in the vagina?
In the second one, you said, Howard, in the VJ.
In the vagina. Would you open the bigger the rock star, I guess you open up more portholes, right?
Yes.
You ever give guys anal?
Not if I can help it, I don't.
Says here even Paul Schaefer you were with, right?
Yes.
Look at you.
Wow.
He was out with the Blues Brothers.
And
Oh, the cocaine?
cocaine was the thing, yeah. Well, you were around, honey. Baby, you've been around. I'm looking at all these different guys. Rick Springfield. He got on off and you getting on with another girl in front of him, right?
He got off watching me with his masseuse, and they made a videotape of it in the dressing room so they could watch it on the plane.
And did that tape ever materialize? Has anyone ever, released that on the internet?
I haven't seen it.
Would you be against that?
Not particularly.
Boy, you are some kind of broad. You are way out there, honey. I got to
She's a
tell you.
fucking
You are.
whore.
Anything goes with you, right?
Well, I've had a good, fun life. I really have.
Yeah, everything all right now? Your health is okay? You must have contracted a couple of venereal disease. You got to have at least
Somebody
herpes.
gave you some crabs or something.
You got to have herpes.
No, I'm in pretty good health.
Really? No herpes?
No, nothing.
How the
But
fuck?
you had to have a case of crabs or
You
something.
never got the crabs?
Not that I remember.
Really?
Bullshit.
Oh, it ain't a no. It's Scott Clinton or Nixon.
He tried to get Bill Clinton. He tried to get me
Where do you meet a Bill Clinton?
at the Hilton in North Little Rock when I was laying out by the pool, and he was the governor at the time, and he sent one of his guys to round me up at the pool.
Right, so did you blow him?
We went into a laundry room off of the hallway in the hotel, and I was going to, but somebody poked their head up from behind one of the washing machines. He said, "We can't do this in here." So
What an asshole.
and he's denied it, but I took a polygraph about it, and him and Hillary both know I told the truth.
Did he,
How was he in the sack?
she didn't
He
get
was
him.
hung.
He was hung.
Oh, Clinton?
Yes, he was hung.
Oh, you're saying you did complete with him?
We didn't.
You were with the great late Frank Zappa. I love that guy.
Oh, Frank was wonderful.
You
Frank
blew
was
him?
Fabulous. Yes,
Nope.
and fucked him.
And fucked him too.
Right.
Was he very loving, or he was always kind of a oddball? I mean, did he?
Oh, he was very nice, very kind, but he did not tolerate any kind of chemicals or marijuana or
Right.
anything.
No, he was a straight guy.
Yeah, he didn't mind a little beer and wine, but he sure didn't want any weed or blow or anything like that around.
Did you fuck David Lee Roth, or you just blew him?
Me and another girl just blew him in a production office at Barton Coliseum.
Together, you double teamed him.
Right.
Was it a girl
While
you-
the promoter and while his security guy, Eddie Anderson, watched.
You know,
Wow.
let me ask you something about that. I would have trouble getting a blowjob in front of other men. What do you make of that? Why would he want to get a blowjob in front? I mean, these guys just sat in a couch and watched while he got double. That's odd. Wouldn't you ask those guys to leave so that you could get your blowjob alone?
I did think it was odd, especially because David did not ask me and the other girl, would you mind if I invited a couple of friends in to watch y'all blow me?
It's a. I don't even know what to make of that. That David Lee Roth stood there while two guys watched him get a blowjob. I don't know what to make of that.
I know.
I'm not that weird, it turns out. And did you know the other girl, or is it just a random girl that you met that night?
It was just a random girl that was backstage that wanted to be backstage and meet David and Eddie, and David invited her into the production office, and we both blew him.
How does that come around? Does he say to you, listen, girls, my fantasy is to have both of you blow me at the same time, or does he just take out his penis and the two of you go down your knees and go do it?
There isn't a whole lot of talking. I mean, it's pretty it's pretty well laid out.
You don't need an instructor.
You're getting ready to... I remember when I blew Sammy Hagar.
Right.
I was escorted into the dressing room. This was on 5150.
Yes. Great out.
Yes, I was escorted into the dressing room, and I was taking off my dress, and he said, "That's okay, Connie, I just want some head." So I was only taking off my dress to sort of expedite the process.
Now, it's interesting. You're almost like a vending machine in a way. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, I just need some head, honey. You don't have to take off all the clothes. It's okay. I mean,
Holy shit.
It saves time.
yeah. So who was okay, so Frampton was the smallest, but who are some of the guys who were just really bad, who just annoyed the shit out of you? Like Doc Severinsen, was he, I mean, who is it that's so bad or bad to you?
Oh,
Huey Lewis, were you able to fit him all in your mouth? I mean, he was so thick.
it took some work.
Yeah, huh?
It took some work. He's very well endowed, and you know what? He gets mad about me talking about him. I don't know why he'd get mad about me talking about him. I'm saying he's the biggest.
You blew him, or you banged him too?
Just blew him.
Did you think he could have handled his penis inside of you?
I don't know, but I would have liked to have tried.
And did you say to him, please fuck me, I'm dying to have a big member like this inside of me?
Well, there were always usually a lot of people around him, too, either watching or,
You mean when he's getting a blowjob, he has guys watching too?
if my memory serves me correctly, and it usually does, yes, he did, because we were at parties in his suite and at parties on the back of the bus. The back of the bus can be a very busy place.
But I mean, David Lee Roth blows my mind. That I would just throw the two guys out.
Up till 29 or 30.
Were they all in the room at the same time?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And it was just you handling all that crew?
Yes, with the Allman Brothers, yes.
And I imagine you were quite sore afterwards with all those guys fucking you and everything.
A little bit.
Good.
Yeah.
Goodness. Did you have to ice down?
I mean, at some point your pussy dries up during a long night like that, right?
Remember, I was 16 at the time.
God.
And you must have been so turned on that you were totally wet and having orgasms, right?
I was having a very good time, and the same thing happened with Chicago. Whenever I was with Chicago in my teens, it was always all of them in the same room at the same time.
Holy
Where were you with
fuck.
Chicago?
Chicago,
Yeah.
15, 16.
What a
Oh,
fucking
my God.
And some of
whore.
them would be banging you while you were blowing the other ones.
Wow.
Yes, like,
Isn't that something? These bands are all... You lock up, you punch the girl in the stomach. Did you ever lock up?
no, Howard, I don't think I ever locked up.
All right. And Ross, you have the last question. Go ahead.
Dude, I feel like when she says she's been with Chicago, she means the whole city.
That's possible.
Oh,
Question.
shit.
I want to know if she's ever hooked up with a female rock and roll star.
Have you ever hooked up with any female rock and roll stars?
There used to be an all-girl horn band called ISIS,
Right.
and I was with several members of that band.
Isn't that nice? Very
Oh,
loving.
that's great. She didn't limit
Very
herself.
nice, very...
And what they get you in a room, and it's affectionate, right? It's a little more personal.
Right,
And you eat them out,
and vice versa.
right? And then they spend some time with you, as opposed to some of these guys who throw you away.
I wouldn't say throwing me away.
Yes.
But, yeah, they spent a lot of time with me. ISIS, they were all lesbians.
Don't you
In the world I can do about it.
can't believe Bill Clinton has a nice cock? I never would have imagined. Learn things. All right, listen.